I'm a law-abiding citizen who's never shot anybody, never committed a serious crime, never committed a felony.
You're now listening to the Urban Concealment Podcast with your host, Desmond Daly. This podcast is sponsored by Guardian Concepts. For more information concerning Guardian Concepts, please visit their Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Guardian Concepts. What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy Desmond with Urban Concealment Podcast. Hey, we got a great show for you today. This show today is basically, we're going to talk about a few little things concerning gun control and gun laws and all of that good stuff. I have a very special guest, Mr. John Heberkamp of Guardian Concepts. He is a good friend of mine that I've known for plenty of years. He trains individuals as far as gun control with defensive training and a few other things, but I'm going to have him explain what that is as far as what he does shortly. But just wanted to, let you all know that me, myself, being a big, advocate of gun control and guns in particular as far as ownership, it's, I believe that we all, to a degree, need, to have these things, in protection of our houses, our homes, our families, even our own personal safety, because the way things are nowadays in society, especially here in Chicago, I know that things are a little more hectic right now. So, first and foremost, like I said, I would like to introduce to you Mr. John Heberkamp. And, John, I would like for you to just introduce yourself and tell the people about your company.
Good evening. My name is John Heberkamp, and I'm the owner and lead instructor at Guardian Concepts, LLC. A little bit about myself. I am an 8-year Navy veteran. I have served multiple tours overseas. Along with that, when I got out, I was a VIP and celebrity protection specialist for different pharmaceutical company CEOs, and different celebrities in music and acting world. While doing that, and then obviously seeing the new day and age of what has been going on in the world and everything else, I seen the need to increase the training that was going to be needed for different civilians that are getting their concealed carry license and wanting to defend themselves and their families. With different aspects of what's going on in the world. So that's where Guardian Concepts came into play. Guardian Concepts LLC, we train guardians. That is what we do. Guardians are not heroes. They're not out to chase down the bad guys. In fact, I let everyone know that as a guardian, if you have the ability to escape a situation, that is your duty to do so. We're not there. We're not the police. We are not here to enforce law. We're here to just protect ourselves, protect our family, and get them home every night. Our motto at Guardian Concepts is inhale fear and exhale courage. And there's something to be said with that. Anybody that has ever been involved in any type of shooting, confrontation, anything of that sort, there's an initial fear that comes along with that. And so by inhaling that fear, and then when you go to exhaling your courage for defending yourself, your family, is huge. It's of epic levels. Guardians have to go through several levels of training, which includes level 1, 2, and 3. Those trainings, they get progressively increased as you go along. A level 1 is great for the beginners, the novices. Level 2 is great for your intermediates. Level 3 is obviously for your advanced. As you increase in the trainings, the drills, the scenarios, they get more intense. We do calisthenics. We do running. Different things to try and induce stress, because it's highly unethical and very dangerous for me to fire rounds at you directly in order to try and induce that stress. And it's the closest thing I can get to inducing stress. And even then, it only scratches the surface of what the stress would be when you're involved in a confrontation, whether physical or the use of a firearm, a carjacking, a home burglary, any of those things. Staring down the barrel of a gun is a completely different stress level when it comes to how you're going to react in those types of things. So I try and get as close as possible, but again, it nowhere near compares.
You know what, John? Before we ask any more questions, let's go ahead and pay a couple of bills real quick. We're going to have a small commercial break. We'll be right back. And we're going to have more questions with Mr. John Haberkamp of Guardian Concepts. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Guardian Concepts LLC is the one-stop shop for all your firearm training needs. Are you looking for concealed carry training? Perhaps you're needing some defensive training. Do you want to know how to better handle your firearm? At Guardian Concepts, our instructor is an 8-year veteran of the U.S. Navy. At Guardian Concepts, you will be trained to be just that, a guardian of your own life. Guardian Concepts offers 3 levels of training for beginners to advanced shooters. They have group training and also private training classes. Guardian Concepts is located in the great city of Bourbonnais. You can find them on the web at www.guardian-concepts.com and also on Facebook at Guardian-Concepts. Or you can also contact them by phone at 815-295-6031. Remember, Guardian Concepts. Inhale fear, exhale courage. Welcome back to Urban Concealment. That's right, it's me, your boy Desmond. Once again, we're back here, still in the show with Mr. John Haberkamp. Okay, so let me ask you this question. How do you feel about our current gun laws? Do you think that they are, they're too relaxed or too stringent?
About our state laws, Illinois has the FOID card and the concealed carry license. Now, the FOID card, for those that don't know, is your firearm owner's identification card. With the FOID card, that is what allows you to purchase a firearm, transfer, i.e., like in your vehicle, have a firearm with restrictions. It has to be encased, unloaded, out of the reach of yourself within the cabin of the vehicle. It allows you to purchase ammunition, go to the range and shoot, and those types of things. So with the FOID card, even though I am a avid Second Amendment supporter, and the FOID card technically goes against that. I mean, our right to keep and bear arms shouldn't be based on the fact of us having a firearm owner's ID. But this is where I ride the line on this. I do agree with the FOID card. As a person who did work for an FFL dealer in the state of Illinois, it was very comforting to know that the people that were coming in at different points that had their FOID cards, I obviously knew that that person was not convicted of a crime, was not a felon, was not convicted of a mental disorder or domestic battery or any of those types of things. So it allowed me to know that those types of people were able to handle firearms. Some states that don't have those things, anyone can walk in the door and handle firearms, and until they do a background check, you don't actually know if they're allowed to technically own a firearm. So there's the downfall there. So yes, I do agree with the FOID card. Now, I can play devil's advocate with that as well. If everyone remembers, back in February 2019, with the Aurora workplace shooting with Gary Martin, he had a FOID card and should not have had a FOID card because he had a domestic incident from another state. Well, because of obviously our state not communicating with that state, he was allowed to get a FOID card because Illinois did not know that he was not supposed to have a FOID card. So there are definitely glitches in the system that need to be addressed, and that's obviously a whole nother thing that can go on and on and on. But I am still an avid supporter for the FOID card. Again, there is a peace of mind that goes along with that. The other one is the concealed carry license. Concealed carry license, again, I'm an avid Second Amendment supporter, so do I necessarily think that someone needs a concealed carry license in order to keep and bear arms? No, by the law, they shouldn't. But again, the state of Illinois does require it. The training that goes along with it is a 16-hour course, which goes through, for the novice person, from learning about the different types of firearms, the different types of projectiles, how they break down, cleaning, maintenance, shooting positions, how to aim, how to control breathing, trigger control. So a lot of the basics, along with an actual range qualification, which you're shooting at 5, 7, and 10 yards, 10 rounds from each location, so a total of 30 rounds on a B-27 silhouette target. You do also have to go through all the local state laws before, and once you get through all that and you go through the range qualification, then you certify. From there, you can obviously send in your fee to the Illinois State Police, along with your application and your range or your training certificate in order to obtain your concealed carry license. Now, the hard part with that is the training for the concealed carry license lacks, and then that is my professional opinion. It does, obviously, I understand the fact that there's a lot of novice people out there, and to sit there and try and require some extensive training is going to make it next to impossible. But I think that's where we need to stress the importance of the continuation of training. The continuation of training is where we lack across the board. More often than not, we have put so many liabilities on the street than we actually have put assets on the street. If we think about it, how many countless hours do we spend training an actual combat soldier? How many countless hours? Do we train a combat soldier in 16 hours? Nope, we sure don't. I mean, that's just the physical training. We're not even getting into mindset yet. The mindset alone is, you know what I mean, training within itself. And that's where at Guardian, again, we're trying to change your mindset and prepare you for the worst thing.
And also, as the main instructor of Guardian Concepts, have you come across people with no gun handling experience? If so, what would you recommend as a firearm or a first-time firearm for a new owner?
At Guardian, I mean, you asked me about if I've ever came across a new firearm owner and never handled a firearm or anything of that sort. Absolutely. That's one of the reasons why we offer one-on-one training. When it goes to firearm selection, I tell everyone right off the bat, you need to go, once you have your FOID card, you need to actually go to a gun store and talk with family and friends, go to the gun store, actually pick up and hold the firearm. The first thing I tell everyone is it starts with the feel of how that firearm feels in your hand. If it does not feel right, you will not like it. Especially as a new shooter, you will not like it. You will come up with every excuse in the book as to why you do not want to shoot that firearm. And it starts with just the fact that you don't like how it feels. It's not comfortable for you. After that, once you start feeling for firearms, you go to the gun store, you're holding different firearms. You talk to your family, you talk to your friends that have firearms, you hold theirs, you check theirs out. You start getting a feel for what feels right. From there, that's where you got to go to the range and you got to start shooting. Again, some ranges rent firearms, different firearms, so you can go in and rent them and try them out. Obviously, have family and friends go with you. You can try out their firearms until you find one that you're comfortable with.
You know what? Got one last question. Also, how would you, or would you allow, I shouldn't say how, but would you allow your own child to operate a firearm?
All of my children have used firearms. They've all been using firearms since a very young age, about 4 to 5 years old. Children are obviously very curious when it comes to things that they're not supposed to touch, not supposed to have. It's the nature of the beast. Children are curious. This is where I believe accidents happen. The old saying, curiosity killed the cat. I mean, we got to take that curiosity away. So With children, again, huge advocate where you need to show them the gun. You need to let them handle the gun. Take them to the range. Train them the right way. If you don't know how to train them the right way, then get them to someone that can train them the right way. Take the curiosity away from them. Hopefully, they develop a love for it just like you do. And next you know, you're spending time with your children, going out to the range, having fun, but also training at the same time, giving them a life skill that could eventually, if need be, save their lives. These are the things you got to think about. So again, I'm a huge advocate for it. Again, you just have to take away that curiosity. If you do that, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to be safe. The children are going to be safe. You have to stress, that's the other aspect. You have to stress that safety. This is not a toy. This is not something to mess around with. This can take a life. This can take your life. This can take someone else's life. When you stress that, and again, you get them out there utilizing it and seeing how it operates and everything else, they're going to get a better understanding. I mean, at 5 years old, my children knew you do not touch the guns unless Dad, Papa, for my grandson, any of those people, they all know you do not touch the guns. So at Guardian, we stress all that, and we will continue to stress all that. Again, inhale fear, exhale courage. Inhale fear, exhale courage.
Well, that's all our time today. First, before we go, I'd like to thank Mr. Haberkamp for expressing his views concerning the questions we asked with gun control and firearm safety and training. But also, I would like for everybody to also take time to go visit his page once again on Facebook at Guardian Concepts. Any questions you may have concerning training, prices, sessions, feel free to ask them there. With that being said, we're about to sign on off, and want everybody to remember, guns are not a bad thing. Guns are safe as long as you're safe. And as long as you handle them correctly, everything will be fine. But remember, this is Urban Concealment Podcast. I'm your host, Desmond Daly. You all take care. Guardian Concepts LLC is the one-stop shop for all your firearm training needs. Are you looking for concealed carry training? Perhaps you're needing some defensive training. Do you want to know how to better handle your firearm? At Guardian Concepts, our instructor is an 8-year veteran of the U.S. Navy. At Guardian Concepts, you will be trained to be just that, a guardian of your own life. Guardian Concepts offers 3 levels of training for beginners to advanced shooters. They have group training and also private training classes. Guardian Concepts is located in the great city of Bourbonnais. You can find them on the web at www.guardian-concepts.com and also on Facebook at Guardian-Concepts. Or you can also contact them by phone at 815-295-6031. Remember, Guardian Concepts. Inhale fear, exhale courage. You have been listening to the Urban Concealment Podcast with your host, Desmond Daly, sponsored by Guardian Concepts. Once again, don't forget to go check out their Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Guardian Concepts. Thank you for listening. Tune in next week. You never know what the questions are going to be. Peace.